Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the Engine Reviews channel. My name is Nick. This is the Miguel and Robby rivalry theory in Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2. Now before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below any recommendations, reviews or reactions that you want to see me do. Any new shows or movies, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll do it for you guys, alright? Cool. Now let's get straight into this video. Now this will be a brief breakdown of what happened to their relationship and potential re-beginning of the rivalry in Part 1. Cobra Kai Season 6. Okay, here we go. Now we first see them at Miguel's apartment, both going off to school. See them getting a ride home from Johnny, and they both then agree to give Sam and Tori a push in the right direction, trying to get them to be friends and be civil. So they go on a double date, which it is slightly successful. Miguel then writes his college application, and he asks Robby his thoughts on it. Robby then shares his regrets about the incident, and Miguel says all under the bridge now. We then see them both at the gender reveal party in support of their parents. They're both seen happy where the Sake Taka is being held in Barcelona, Spain. We then see them walking with Tori and Sam, and they say that there's no way the four of them aren't making it. They both then train under Mike Barnes, and they both get a top 12 spot, and then are named as the two boys who have automatic qualification for the final six and going to the Sake Taka, and will be facing off for the captain's headband. And who will be representing Miyagi-Do in the boys division. Then there's a bit of tension in the air between Robby and Miguel. Obviously, only one can be captain out of the two of them. Miguel tells Sam he's going to have to beat Robby again. Robby then trains on his own after Tori doesn't show up, after they've planned to train together. Miguel approaches him when he's training on his own, and he says that he really needs this. And Robby sees this as like an insult or like a dig at him, and because he's not going to college, he doesn't need this. And I'm with Robby on this one. I think Miguel had really no right to tell Robby this. Thinking that Robby might take it easy, or that he might let Miguel win after this conversation, and this rubs Robby the wrong way, and there's a lot of tension between them after this confrontation. And I gotta be honest, I think Miguel shouldn't have said this. I think it was a bit of a selfish thing to say. I think they both needed it, but it just depended on who wanted it more in the end. And in the end, that was Robby. During the fight, Miguel gets the first 2 points, but after Tori comes through, Robby gains focus and gets the next 2 points, which leads to obviously Miguel and Sam talking briefly, with Miguel saying he needs this, brushing her off. And Robby ends up winning the final point and is the captain for the Sake Taka. Robby said there's no hard feelings, and they move on. Robby is crowned captain when they arrive in Spain. Miguel looks on Tori angrily, while Robby looks on very sad, hurt, and clearly upset. And that is the end of Part 1. Now let's get into the theory of Part 2 in Cobra Kai Season 6. Here we go. Now there's been theories thrown about that there might be bad blood between Miguel and Robby, because Robby obviously beat Miguel in that captain's fight. And it definitely bruised Miguel's ego, and it hurt him that he couldn't represent Miyagi-Do. But I think Robby representing Miyagi-Do is actually the best possible result, considering the fact that he was the OG student way back in Season 1, so it just makes sense. And I think that Miguel will definitely be upset, but he won't take it out on Robby, and he won't make their beef, he won't put their beef back on. I do sense that there is some sort of problem, but they'll probably just roll it off. It'll probably just roll off. They'll probably, I think there is a problem there, but I think they'll sort it out pretty quickly, because they're both now, I feel like, more mature than they were a few seasons ago, and they would be able to talk about it before they let it get, to be a worse situation, But back to the tournament side of things, I think that Robby and Miguel will make a great duo for the tournament, and I think that they will dominate, maybe even win the duos. But I still see Kwon and Tori, or Kwon and Yoon, winning that. So then either Miguel or Robby can win the male division. Speaking of the male division, I think that Robby will get injured in the semi-final by Axel, that bad shoulder. It could be more, or it could be a more serious injury. But either way, I think that Robby will either ask Miguel to step in for him, or Miguel will volunteer to take his place. And I feel like this is where the whole redemption arc of their beef complete. This is where I think their whole beef will come to an end. This, because I still think there's something there, but I think this will be like the close. This will be the ending chapter of that. If Robby asks Miguel to step in, or if Miguel volunteers to step in for him, I think that will be the end of the beef. It'll be completely done. And I believe personally that Miguel will win. And if that's the case, then it really, really would have come full circle for their relationship, especially. And that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below any reviews